But let me get Vinod Sharma into the conversation because, Mr. Sharma, while the Prime Minister has made this announcement this morning at 9 a.m., it is an unexpected announcement because so far everything that we had heard from the government was that, look, we will continue to dialogue and discuss with the farmers if they choose, but there is no question of going back on these laws. That defense has been made just about at every single occasion. It was, in fact, the Supreme Court that had to step in and hold the laws in suspension. What do you make of the timing of this announcement?
Well, to me, it appeared that it was in the works for a long time. They were having a rethink. And if you recall, just about a few days back, BJP delegation from Punjab met the Prime Minister, appealing to him that reopen the Kartarpur corridor, and which was opened a couple of days later. And now the announcement comes on the occasion of Gurpurab, the birth anniversary of Guru Nanak. I think that if you see the chronology, you will get the political narrative. You see, democracy is a beautiful thing. That's why they call it the best system man has governed to govern himself. A man has invented to govern himself. You see, for the simple reason that occasions arise for some of the strongest leaders to stoop to conquer. And that's exactly what the government is seeking to do in the run-up to elections in Punjab and in Uttar Pradesh. And the impact of the farmers' agitation, regardless of the official claims and the BJP's assertions that they were just a small group of farmers from Haryana and Punjab and some parts of UP who were agitating. Really, I mean, the distress is far spread and far wide for the simple reason, as Siraj Bhai just now said. You see, the government at the very outset should have consulted these states in an exhaustive manner. And they should have brought a model law, allowing the states to improvise that law as per their local conditions. This was suggested to the government. They did not allow an exhaustive discussion, a full-length discussion, even in Parliament. And when it was being passed in the Rajya Sabha, repeated demands were being made and some suggestions which governments seem to accept in retrospect while talking to the farmers were made on the floor of the House. So I personally feel that legislation making in this country needs to be more inclusive. And regardless of the numbers, governments, when it comes to issues that touch a huge mass of people, have to be circumspect, even when their intention is, laudatory. So, simple reason, I think that this will help the government, help the BJP, at least go to the people in Punjab with some talking points and in Western UP. And let's see how it pans out. But as is being stated repeatedly by the farmers and the leaders, the key question at the center of the whole dispute is the MSP, legal guarantee for MSP. And that's going to be a very ticklish issue to tackle. This may have to be left to that committee. But whether the farmers will agree to wait out the decision of the committee, because we have seen committees and committees in the past, and they don't deliver instantaneously. And elections are just round the corner in these two states. Let's see what happens in Parliament when it opens on 29th. Right.
Yes, we will have to wait to see what happens in Parliament when it opens on the 29th. But speaking of committees, and you're absolutely right. In fact, there is a committee set up by the Supreme Court to look into these issues. Let me go across to my colleague Ashmit Kumar. Ashmit, look, the Supreme Court has been seized of this matter since the protests began. The Supreme Court put the laws in abeyance, suspended the laws, and of course now the Prime Minister has announced that the government will repeal the laws. A committee has been looking into these issues as well. Take us through the timeline of how the court has looked at these issues.
Well, what's interesting is that ever since the protest began, the issue in some shape or form was brought before the Apex Court, and it is on January 12th, where in fact the former CJI-led bench, former CJI was Justice S.A. Bobde, a bench headed by him, issued a stay on January 12th, which he called was an extraordinary stay. And further, he went a step forward. It was an 11-page order that came out on January 12th. And further, that Supreme Court order was crucial because it set up a 4-member committee. And importantly, Justice Justice S.A. Bobde, after pronouncing this order, importantly, had observed that this is not an indefinite stay. Don't assume the stay to be indefinite. Don't assume that there can be inaction on the ground. What he was referring to is that he wanted some form of resolution to come forth by way of this committee, this 4-member committee that had been set up. Now, what's interesting is that the 4-member committee did, in fact, hold consultations, did, in fact, come out with its report. But that report has never been made public. In fact, one of the members, Mr. Anil Ganawat, had written to the CJI where he had said that look, we have arrived at a solution. We have addressed many defects. They had expressly advocated against repeal of the laws. That's at least what Mr. Anil Ganawat had said from statements back in September. But he had said that this report, look, there are many defects. We've managed to find solutions after consultations that these 3 laws, after curing those defects, will be in furtherance of the interests of farmers. And they were hoping that this report be made public. But again, as we know, the report is not in the public domain. Those details, those recommendations of the committee are not available. But the thrust has been by the committee that, look, we've managed to find some solutions. But even before the report could have been made public, we saw today on Guru Purab the address from the Prime Minister, and that in many respects clarifies the issue. We, of course, now have to see what the committee now has to say and whether or not the report is made public in the first place.
Yeah, and Anil Ganawat being quoted as saying that this is a regressive move of the government. As Ashmit was pointing out, that report of that Supreme Court appointed committee was not made public. But what was clear was the committee had made recommendations. There were suggestions there to course correct, but had also gone on to say that the farm laws themselves should not be repealed. Kavita and Kiran Visa, I want you to respond to that. There is this committee that was set up by the Supreme Court that has given its recommendations. We don't know what the recommendations are. And now we are going to be looking at another committee being set up to look into this issue again. So what's the expectation on that front?
If I may go in first, that committee was never going to find a resolution. The committee set up by the Supreme Court would not have been able to resolve the agitation because the protesting farmers didn't accord any credibility or trust on that committee. It was clearly a committee which was of people known to be in favor of these laws. But beyond that, the farmers were basically saying that this is a dialogue between an elected government and its largest set of workers and citizens. So they were willing to dialogue with the government primarily. But talking about committees, I was part of something called the Ramesh Chand Committee, which was set up to evolve a formula for MSP fixing in this country. And in that committee, we gave a very clear set of recommendations about what was going wrong with the cost estimations related to cost of production for several crops in this country, what needs to be the MSP formula, and so on. And there's a whole set of recommendations that farmer unions have been proffering about how to operationalize MSP as a concept so that it becomes a reality for every farmer. On all these 3 levels, cost estimations, MSP fixing formula, if you get the cost estimations right, and operationalizing MSP in any real sense and in a meaningful fashion, the government has not really done anything solid, and committees and their reports gather dust. We know that ourselves firsthand. And this is something that the government had offered in probably the 3rd round of consultation itself in the first week of December, after the protests began. And at that time itself, the SKM delegation said that a committee is not acceptable to us for the reasons that everyone knows, that committees don't actually result in accountable recommendations, in recommendations that are translated into reality. Yeah.
Right. Ramandeep Maan, if I may come to you as well, you've been involved with the talks between farmers